Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to race number 16 of the first season of the M&M's Cup Series. Now, before any of you open your mouth and say, Voiles, I thought we were supposed to go to Richmond. Yes, I know we were supposed to go to Richmond. There was just one little issue I didn't realize. I didn't get to do Hillside before Talladega. Guess what? That's what I get for recording races at 1, 3 o'clock in the morning, or 3:30 in this case, and 2, that's what happens when I have a shitty sleep schedule and all that. Coincidence? I think not. But no worries, no fears. Richmond is going to be next week. So, yeah, that was my mistake. So I apologize for that little error. But we will be back on schedule beginning next week at Richmond. So Hillside will be this week, Richmond will be next week. So that way we're all clear on that. Anyway, now let's get into the important discussion. After today, we only have 4 more races left to go in the championship. So time is starting to run out for drivers to try to get themselves into championship contention as far as that is concerned. Tyson Aquino starts on the pole position in the number 92. He dropped 4 spots down to 33rd in the points table. He is alongside of Matt Gumbs in the 25. He dropped 3 spots down to 39th in the standings. Those drivers are not going to be in contention for the championship. Cole Koibe in the number 44 in row number 2. He comes into this race 40th in the standings, and he's alongside of Skylar Taylor in the 5. Skylar Taylor comes to this race 11th in the points table. Nathan Orman won't be in next week's race at Richmond. We'll have another one of the drivers, and then Orme will be in the final 3 races of the season. So, yeah. So this will be the last race for Orman. We'll see him in 2 weeks for the following week's race. So looking forward to that. As you look at the rest of the starting lineup, Ray Atikian with a 52-second had mechanical problems and didn't set a good lap time. The points coming into this race for race number 16 in the championship is as follows. Ruggle Dorn's the points leader by 13 points over Baby CJ. L Bianchi, 14 points back, is 3rd in the standings. Z Panini dropped a spot down to 4th. Maxie Chilton, 22 points back in 5th. Aaron Crowder, 24 points back in 6th. Connor Breton, 28 back in 7th. Sylvia Cunningham, 32 points back in 8th. She is tied with Christopher Bright, who's 9th. However, the tiebreaker is that Cunningham has been to victory lane and Christopher Bright has not. And Ayrton De Silva, who won last week's race at Pocono, jumped up 8 spots to 10th in the standings. As we're going to go ahead and get these cars rolling off. Make sure nobody has had any issues. Well, even if they had come to pit road, the start-finish line is right before pit lane. So it's like, what difference does that make? So there you go. Going to be a 40-lap fun fest here at the Hillside International Speedway. This track is identical to Dover, but this track races like a super speedway. So these drivers are going to have to be a little bit more careful as far as that's concerned. They're going to do this for 40 laps of racing. Pace car is off. We're going to go green flag racing here. The green is out. We're racing here at Hillside. Get ready for a super speedway race on a 1-mile racetrack. Aquino leads the first lap of the race. Cole Koibe in second place. Want to go ahead and get this disclaimer out of the way so I don't do it later in the race. And of course, this copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the World Racing Association and the Blue Hedgehog TV for the private use of our audience. Any reproduction or rebroadcast or retransmitted or any other disseminations or the use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the World Racing Association and the Blue Hedgehog TV is prohibited. Blue Hedgehog TV and the World Racing Association want to thank you fans for your support and hope you enjoyed this broadcast here today. Just get that out of the way. Tyson Aquino trying to make it 2 wins in a row for DGM as they are hoping to go to victory lane in back-to-back weeks. The 92 comes into this race 33rd in the points, as I said. These are his first lap sled for Tyson Aquino. Right now, we only have, I would like to say, 14 drivers who are still eligible for the championship. Some of them are like long shots. But realistically, 7 could possibly win the championship. There's Zachary Fitzwater, who, by the way, has been medically clear to race. Annie Thomas has been filling in for Fitzwater until he was clear to race. Fitzwater will be, by the way, in the number 43. Of course, Annie Thomas was originally going to fill in for Fitzwater in the 80 or in the 43, but with Fitzwater already cleared to race for the rest of the season and for the Oreo Cup Series, Annie Thomas will more than likely be in the number 84 for Legacy Motor Club for the Oreo Cup Series for 2026. As UCSL led that lap, Zachary Fitzwater going to take the lap lead. There's Zachy Panini, one of the championship contenders in the Drivers' Championship. As Zachy Panini, as he's going to take the race lead. There's Jake Brentley. He's really had a dismal season, a season he would like to forget. And we talked about JP, who's running. Of course, that team's had a rough couple of weeks. I can tell you that for sure. JP is 20th in the standings. His teammate, dead last of the full-time drivers, 41st to be exact. Ouch. So it's not been the season for the 41, but already mathematically eliminated from having any chances of winning the championship. Skylar Taylor running in the 3rd position. Just a little spoiler warning, I will be going to bed after I record this race. I will make sure this race gets uploaded when I get home from work, which by the time you're watching this, I've already done that. There's Ayrton De Silva, who jumped up into the top 10 of the points. And I want to make sure I don't want to mess this up. Emberly Marsh in the 27. Emberly Marsh is going to be getting a ride in the Oreo Cup Series. Going to be in the number 67 for 2311 Racing, so at least she is looking forward to that. And of course, for Oreo Cup Series, if you are not aware of the rules, the only go-or-go-home qualifying we're going to have is for Daytona. And probably maybe for April and all that. But other races, we're going to have everyone pick their schedule if you haven't done so already in the description. I will make sure to ping everybody to make sure if you are a part-time driver, you can pick as many races as you want. Just remember, there's going to be only 42 drivers going forward for the 35 remaining races, because I know Daytona, we're going to have all of the non-chartered entries in the Daytona 500. And of course, Zachary Fitzwater will now be in the 43, since he's locked into the show based off a, quote, charter. Zachary Fitzwater is going to be safe as far as that's concerned, so he has nothing to worry about. But a driver like Emberly Marsh, on the other hand, she is going to, like I said, make some starts, but she will have to race her way into the Daytona 500 if the 67 car is painted between now and then. If not, we will see her. We will see her in select races. There's Skylar Taylor in the number 5. Of course, she'll be locked into the Oreo Cup Series for next season because she has a chartered ride. Skylar Taylor will be driving for Hayek Motorsports in the Oreo Cup Series in the number 47. What used to be called GTG Dordery Racing. By the way, we're past the halfway mark of this race. As there's Zachy Panini, baby CJ. C Bracken is also going to be a driver who is also going to have to make the Daytona 500 because he's now in a non-chartered capacity. Which means we already have which we will already have 3 Texas drivers in the field, baby CJ being one of them. And the Art siblings of Sean and Jesse Art. We will see those drivers in the Oreo Cup Series. Of course, we've been seeing them throughout the rest of the 2025 season. We'll see them in 2026. There's Cole Coybe in the 44. As I don't know why my subscriber deal is going down for some reason. I think it's because of all the bots. Of course, we will see Josh Harmon in the series next season, so there you go. Zachy Panini, there's Ayrton De Silva. Should mention whoever wins the championship that is not in the Oreo Cup Series will get a Oreo Cup Series ride. And that ride is going to be the number 33 out of Richard Childress Racing. That's if the car is painted in time before I start the season. Which I'm actually going to wait until all the cars get painted and all that. Oh, I heard scraping. Caution! Oh, big wreck. Loopy Contreras, Larry Hoyt. Oh, this is the big one. This is going to be a red flag. Cody Smart, Dylan Ibrahimian, Aaron Crowder, Shane Scott, Mohammed Zain, Tyson Aquino, the pole sitter, Quentin Moore, Ellie Rose, Christopher Bright, Aaron Crowder, Jake Brentley involved. Hopefully everybody slowed down. It looks like they did. There's Tyson Aquino. His day is looking like to be done. Caution's out for the first time today. The big one strikes at Hillside. Let's jump back and look at a replay to see what in the world happened. This is probably going to be one of our most bizarre incidents of the race. As it looks like Larry Hoyt apparently had problems and then apparently panicked and got into Rogel Dorn. Took both of them in the wall. Baby CJ gets a piece. Summit Oskin, Jeremy Isley got a piece of it as well. There's Nathan Orman on the apron. Apparently, I don't know if he had a problem or not. That stacked everybody up. Cody Smart got ran into by, I think that was Casey Hoyt. It was. Quentin Moore gets jacked up by Ellie Rose. Daniel Gitteroth didn't realize he was involved, but who got into Tyson Aquino? That's my next question. Oh, I see what happened here. We've seen this at Coca-Cola where drivers go on the apron trying to avoid a wreck. Bright hit the apron, came up, got into the 92, took both cars into the wall. Lauren Ekstrom got a piece of it. I didn't realize Sylvia Cunningham also got a piece of it as well. She bounced off of her brother Dylan. And everybody else just had nowhere to go as far as that's concerned. Aaron Crowder's upside down. But man, the big one strikes at Hillside late in this race. And unfortunately, we're going to have some drivers out of the race as a result of this. And this is going to have huge implications on the points heading into next week's race as we head back to green flag racing here at Hillside. Well, we're going to go back to green with about 7 to go. Zachary Fitzwater is the leader. Emberly Marsh in second. Ayrton De Silva third. Zachy Panini fourth. Cole Coybe in fifth. Connor Breton, UCSL, Skylar Taylor, Bushy Clements, and J Lattero complete the top 10. Drivers out, and surprisingly, only 5 of them to be exact. Lauren Ekstrom, Jake Brentley, Ellie Rose, Mohammed Zain, and Tyson Aquino, they are all out of the race. Everybody else that was involved in that wreck has continued on, but they're going to be well off the pace to finish off this race. As we're going to go back to green flag racing. And we are back to green here at beautiful Hillside. As looks like Fitzwater lost the lead. Zachy Panini is now the leader as we're down to 4 laps of racing to go. As we're down to 2 to go, Larry Hoyt's going to be one of the drivers that the leaders will be catching on as we're down to 2 to go here in this race. DGM looking to go back to back. Alpha Prime Racing looking for their first win on the season. Don't count out Bushy Clements and Skylar Taylor. They could also play a factor in who's going to win this race. Here they come to the white flag. The 31 just held up the 45. That might have just sealed unless the 71 gets held up. Skylar Taylor's now in second as we're on the last lap of this race. Oh, Skylar got held up by CJ. That's going to probably do it right there. As Zachy Panini, second weekend in a row for DGM, he's going to win here at Hillside, excuse me. Bushy Clements got second. I think they're wrecking, if I'm correct. Or did they get through it? I think they got through it. Yeah, we're still green. Wow, that was an interesting race. Standings are official. And now they're wrecking under the, well, the race is already over. Looks like they wrecked in turn number 3. Casey Hoyt and Zachary Fitzwater got together, but race is already over, guys. And looks like the 71 has already gone to victory lane. Yes, he has. So we'll just go to the pace car here. Bushy Clements will get second. Good run for Bushy Clements. Skylar Taylor will get third. J Lattero fourth. Josh Harmon will complete your top five. Then it's Ray Atikin, Egerton D. Silva, Emberly Marsh, Nathan Orman, and UCSL will complete the top 10. Look on down to the rest of the finishing results. And this is going to really have an impact on the points heading into next week at Richmond, which we will make sure to go to Richmond this time out. Rogel Dorn came in this race as the points leader. Excuse me there. He finishes as the last car on the lead lap in 29th. Baby CJ, who got caught up in that incident, 31st, came in this race second in points. Zachy Panini ended up winning the race. Could be the points leader. It's going to depend where the 7 finished. We'll get to that in a minute. So Dorn was the last car to finish on the lead lap. C Bracken, Dylan Ibrahimian, Cody Smart, L Contreras, Aaron Crowder, Christopher Bright, Larry Hoyt finished one or more laps down. That was all due to the big wreck that took place in turn number 3 in the late stages of this race. And only 5 drivers did not reach the conclusion of the race. Lauren Ekstrom, Jake Brentley, Ellie Rhodes, Mohammed Zain, and Tyson Aquino all out from that big wreck. Let's see. Bianchi finished 11th. Zachy Panini won the race. And let's see. They were 4 points. Panini actually finished 9 spots ahead. Or no, check that. 10 spots ahead. So it looks like Zachy Panini will take the points lead heading into next week's race at Richmond. Again, I want to apologize for not having this race out before Talladega, but this race will be before Richmond. So yes, so hope you guys are okay with that. If you enjoyed today's race from Hillside, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the World Racing Association crew today. We share your full finisher results. Your point standings are down in the description heading into next week's race at Richmond. I mean it this time. We'll see you guys then. Until then, I've been Dita Volo signing off as you've been watching another broadcast courtesy of the World Racing Association, the greatest racing since 2013.